So it's exactly 1 week on since our last look around at the hydroponic stuff. The tomato that last week I put in the bin has grown to such a point now that I've had to suspend it on a string running up to a cross wire that runs the length of the greenhouse. It just was pulling out the pot, the weight of it. I don't know if you can see this, but here's the roots. Look, I can't even get it out, man, it's so big. I could pull the lid off, but I'm not going to. Again, also with this squash, whatever it is, still no female fruits, flowers. Yes, we do. Oh, it's a courgette. There we go. It's a yellow courgette. I believe the variety is Shooting Star. I've got one outside, I'll show you that in a minute. But the roots on that are just, again, it won't come out. So, well, at least we know what it is now. Okay, so on other things in the greenhouse, the tomatoes are growing well, getting plenty of flowers now on most of them, even the ones in the little pots. As with the chilies, they're doing quite well, flowering nicely, getting plenty of help from the bees, and I'm getting some peppers forming, even purple ones now as well, which is quite cool. More tomatoes all around the edges, as you know. I now have this little structure in here. I'm drying off some onions I grew. These are the walking onions, Egyptian walking onions. I can't show you the tops because I've put them off. I've got them outside drying off. I've also got some beans growing in here that I'm going to plant outside later. That's pretty much it. Apart from there's all my garlic hanging up in here to dry. I didn't do too bad. Each one of them was from 1 clove of shop bought garlic. There's some little ones there, and there's some fair sized ones there. So yeah, never done too bad. Again, with the tomatoes, look, all over, flowering nicely. I do have some fruit forming. I'm not sure where it is now though. Saw it earlier. Oh, well, you'll have to take my word for it. But there is some fruit forming there. I've also got, I told you before, I think, that I had a cucumber in here, which was a burpees or something. And I thought the slugs had demolished it. However, the cucumber had other ideas. It's coming back to life, which is quite sweet from my perspective. In here are the dragon's egg cucumbers. They look like they're doing really well now, starting to grow up. And I'm hoping, because this has all been in flower, this marjoram, and there's been bees coming and going all day in here, and I'm hoping that they're going to pollinate it for me. Yeah, anyway, that's pretty much it in here. So, just one more thing to show you before we go outside. I've got some more basil on the go in there to sprout roots, and also a couple of tomato suckers. Now this is the original hydroponic thing I had going on. There's the basil I put in there last week. There's the purple basil that's been in there, I don't know, 5 weeks. I put this rocket in there last week. I don't know what's going on with this parsley. I don't think it likes it in there too much. It looks like it's dying off. The lettuce is doing amazing. I can't even get to these again. Look at the roots on that. And that is Lola Rosso. And I'll be harvesting some of that soon. I was telling you about them onions. There's some more of them out here, the walking onions. They haven't got really big, but I needed the space. They haven't got really big, however, it's all usable. You can eat all of this, and there on the end are the new little bulbils, which will become next year's. onions. So yeah, I'm quite pleased with them. This is the other courgette I was telling you about, the same variety that's in that bucket in there. This is doing quite well, plenty of fruit on it, if you call it fruit. There's my beetroots in the bucket, seem to be doing quite good. There's my carrots. I have another bucket of carrots over here, sorry for swinging you around. This is these are the ones that were in the greenhouse. They seem to be developing a lot better than them other ones, but it's early days. As you can see, the broad beans have gone out of here. I'm gonna put my other squash and my new beans that I'm just starting off in here. Eventually I've got some supports in place. I'm gonna put bamboo canes across the top, and I'm gonna, just to stop things from flopping everywhere. Anywho, onwards. My only sunflower. These are from Benny L. These are them. I think they're called straw flowers. Look at them. They're going to be beautiful, aren't they? When they open out, they're getting there. But we've had crap weather today. Anyhow, moving on. There's my one rhubarb plant in there. It's doing really well actually. Potatoes in there. More onions and some leeks in that one that I'm letting go to seed because I want the flower, I want the seed. And again there's some more walking onions in that one. More potatoes over yonder. Just show you the figs in passing. They're getting quite big. I'm going to have to give them some food this week sometime. Not today obviously because it's raining all the time on and off. But yeah, I want to get some of them ripe and eating. In here there's more marjoram that's going to seed, which is good because the bees love it. I've also got Olga in here from Benny L again. Still no female flowers, but it's growing quite nicely. Look, it's near enough to the end. It's situated in the centre of the container and it's near enough to the far end now, so that's what, 3 foot. I've also got some rocket, across the pond you call arugula. I think that's how you pronounce it. This is a lemon thyme here. Oh, it's a beautiful smell. Funny you could smell that. There's also a rosemary, and there's some more arugula that's in flower and going to seed. I'm allowing it to go to seed so I can save the seed. And also of course there's some borage or borage as some of you call it. Got strawberries over there, some little Toscana strawberries. Over here I've got my apple tree, or one of them. Bit of fruit on it, ain't so heavily laden this year. I've also got some comfrey growing in there and tansy. Tansy's supposed to be good for getting rid of dodgy insects. I've also got strawberries around the roots to stop any other weeds, which ain't working. I'm still getting other weeds, however I am getting plenty of strawberries. I picked them all day, so you don't take my word for it. In here are the sweet onions that Mary gave me, and I don't know what this is, some sort of lettuce, but they're doing well. My cabbage, my spring cabbage, that's pickable now. Well, it already has been. I've had one, another 2 here that are ready, and then I've got another 3 if the butterflies don't get them. Some tomatoes, I ain't put too many outside to be honest just yet. More potatoes in here. These ones are just coming into flower, so it won't be long. And I could lift them, but I'm going to leave them and see how big they get. More tomatoes here along with a nasturtium, and I believe there's some beans around the back there if they don't die. In here, now I've been picking strawberries every day this week, even today in the rain. These ones here, these are the wild strawberries. I volunteered at a bird sanctuary and they were pulling these out and throwing them on the compost. I said, why are you doing away with strawberry plants? And they said, if you want them, take them. They go mental. They're just wild strawberries and they just keep growing. Well, they were right about that. I had 5 plants. I think I've got 25 now at the last count. They're only very small fruit, really small, but the taste is so intense. It's like a party in the mouth. I know I've heard that sound before. I've always wanted to use it, but it really is. Anyway, there was 5 originally. Then they've spread. They're all over. They're growing out of the wood chips and over here also. And look how they're spreading up. They send out runners like. Well, if I leave them, I won't be able to walk round here. So at some point, I'm gonna have to deal with them. I've also got some Cambridge favourites growing over here, which are doing really good. Not ready yet, but nearly there. There's some more of them walking onions I was telling you about. That's pretty much it, I think. But I think it was Cindy was saying to me that she missed me outdoor tour, so I've just brought you on it to show you around. This is what I've got going on outdoors. Yeah, I've also got my asparagus from Benny L as well, and there's a bit of mint in there, and in here, now this is my persimmon. It's not doing too clever, it's looking a bit sorry for itself, but hopefully it will come back to life. This in here is another courgette. There's a couple of melons. I think that one's a watermelon, and I'm pretty sure that that one's the one from Cindy, the I don't remember the name, but it's supposed to grow really quick and fruit really quick. Well, as of yet it ain't doing a great deal, but maybe I'm just being impatient. I am known for that. Oh look, oh, I don't know if you can see that, there's a bee on the flower. Ah, it's gone. But there was a bee on the flowers of them onions that I picked yesterday. There he is. He's moved over to you. I don't know if you can see him or her doing what they do, collecting pollen, nectar. Right, and I won't bore you too much with that anymore. I've got my favourite few growing here. Some calendula. That's pretty much it, I think. The only other thing to show is my nectarine. Now that is now, I'm at the level with it on the ground, and it's, I don't know if you can see, but well, it's pretty much up to my chest now. And that was from a seed last year that sprouted this year. So I don't know if it'll ever flower or fruit or whatever, but it's quite an impressive looking little plant. There's another melon there. Just wanted to show you this. This is Tiny Tim. It's a tomato. And it's living up to its name, Tiny Tim. It's plenty of flower, and it's what, about 6 inches tall. Behind it there is some Campari that Danny from Cajun Hydroponics, he recommended them to me. I've got them growing elsewhere as well, in pots. I'm not even sure where. I've got so much going on in here now. Oh, it's mental. Under here I've got some more beans I'm trying to get germinated. That don't seem to be doing too much just yet. And again in here I've got more beans that again don't seem to be playing ball. But some things are, some things ain't. It's the way it goes. And them there, that's one there and one there. They're the apples that I grew from seed. I think they're Cox's apples. There's another German pink in there that's going to need putting on. That was from my Urban Garden Mary. I'm going to have to put that on. The other one's over here, and it's about 2 foot high now, and it's produced flowers. I'm hoping they turn to fruit. I've just started giving these in here some feed now. Comfrey tea. I've given one lot once this week. I'm not overdoing it, just once a week. Now they're in flower, they need feeding, and then hopefully they'll produce some nice tomatoes for me. There's flowers in pretty much every tomato plant now. This in here, look, there's some dill. And right at the top of that, there's some split and slug slime. How the hell did a slug or a snail get up the top of there? Last year I had Special Forces cabbage white butterflies. This year it looks like I've got the elite slug squad. Anywho, I'll have to come back later and see if I can find that little sod. Get rid of that. But that's pretty much it. There's another bee over there on the you probably can't see that, but there's a couple of bees over there, and there's been other flies in here as well. They're doing really well. They're doing what they're supposed to do. They're pollinating, and obviously that's what we want. It's outside, it's around about 22 degrees, and it's only just under 24 degrees, that's in Celsius, in here, because we've had such an overcast day. It's warm, but it ain't hot, and it's the end of June, so it should be getting hot. But we just had a crap session of weather. It happens most years. Just I didn't want it. But who am I, eh? I ain't in control of the weather. There's some fruit. Tomatoes. Right there. I'm not even sure what one that is that's giving me that, because I can't get near it because of me onions drying out here. But yeah, so that's it. I wonder if I can get in and just show you that bee just very quickly. There you go. There it is. And there's the other fly. Or maybe it's another type of different bee, I'm not really sure, but I have had other flies in here today. Yeah, alright, don't want to bore you. See you again.